You could go out there and ask everyone on the street, we can have world peace tomorrow if you give up your television. And there's a number of people on this fucking road that will not give up their TV.
Yes.
So,
I'm one of them.
Yes.
I'm not giving it to you.
See there? Right.
But we're all on our TV too.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, as a hypothetical, it doesn't matter world peace if you just sacrifice that. There are people that would not sacrifice their own, a smidgen of their own personal comfort.
Why?
In order,
because people aren't.
We're not raised that
way. Trained to think.
We're not born into a system that treats everybody equally. We're not born into a system that looks at everybody equally. We're born into a system that says if you're born with money, you stay with money. If you're born without money, social mobility is a myth. It's it's incredibly difficult to go from having nothing to being where these people are. And because they own the game, they control the game, so how you can't fight against that unless people like Jeremy Corbyn. No, people like Jeremy Corbyn. With certain policies they talk about, but then you would get someone saying, "No, he's a socialist," and then they'll say, "Do you know who was socialist?" Nazis. And then you can't go down and your whole argument falls on deaf ears because it's essentially socialism, and they'll just say, "Well, the Nazis were socialist," or they say, "Oh, it's communism," and look at China and look at Cuba, and they're not communist systems. You know, it's just a name.
You know what? I think we
of course.
You know what I mean? I think it's long term. I think it's a long term thing. It's like you said before, sowing seeds. That is what's important, because I agree. I don't think we can change it right here, right now. Maybe even in our lifetime. But sowing seeds for our kids to then, you know what I mean? It's going to grow gradually over time. It has to be looked at each little piece at a time. It's like trying to solve a whole big problem like that. It's not. It's never going to.
So let's say that it is possible, because I believe everything is possible, right? I believe everything is possible. Yeah. What is the end game? What is the situation that we think would be fair and just for a society? Is it that we keep capitalism? Is it that we keep money, we get rid of money? What is it that people are sitting around here saying, this is unfair, we should have? What is it we should have?
Equity.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
What do you mean by equity?
More so than equality, because everyone's not created equal. So equity in terms of, if you're short and you're trying to hold on and look over the you need a bigger box than the tall guy. So you need to look at what people don't have. You don't have a leg.
Right.
How do we fix your life so that you not having a leg doesn't impact in such a way, oh, you're gay. Well, how do we have a world where your sexual choice, your sexual preference doesn't impact on how other people view you and certain things in your life? The same for skin color, everything. It starts with education. We can't do it under this current system. But as far as education goes, it's like assimilation. It's just telling you, the bell rings, get up. Don't matter what you're reading, the bell rings, get up, and go to the next class. That trains you for work. The alarm clock rings, get up, roll into work, stay there, the bell goes, it's lunchtime. You breed obedient citizens through the current education system. They do it from school. They don't teach you economics. They don't teach you how to invest your money. They teach you how to count.
They teach you how to make it. But you're going to teach your kids that. Because you know that I homeschool my kids because of that very same reason. That's why we can make a difference.
100%. But that's
going back to the main question, right?
Because it don't seem the rest of the world has got any. So if no one's going to breed any ethics or morals into these youths, it ain't going to be the crack dealer that they idolise. Ain't going to be their favourite rapper. You know what I mean? Because all these rappers are just chatting nonsense nowadays. So who's it going to be? And the family unit has broken down so much that it ain't. Listen, how many kids even know their dad, let alone hear wisdom from him?
Yeah, but true say, you know what? For me personally, I think the family unit thing is overhyped. I think it's most probably the most overhyped thing.
No, it's just part of a balance.
I don't believe in it at all. I really don't. I'll tell you why. Because
I'm living proof it works.
No. You're living proof. Your situation works.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't.
You know what? He said that. No, I get him.
I don't understand your point. What do you mean?
I'll explain. Right? I'll explain. First of all, anyone with any kind of knowledge of African heritage, will understand the phrase that it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So your dad, your mum might be fucked up, but there's enough elders in that community to bring you up right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not just about your mother, your father, your brother, and your sister. It's about that community. Because you know what? You might have the best mother and father possible. If your community's fucked up, you're most probably going to be fucked up.
But this is what I'm saying. There are so many things that have been thrown at us to divide us as a community. Because I grew up in West London. I grew up in Notting Hill. I went to school with Arabs, Pakistanis, Indians, Asians, everybody under the sun. My mum used to look. My mum was that woman that used to see people, and no matter what colour you were, she, oh, what, you need some food. Boom, boom, boom. I grew up in a community. If I used to go out and I used to fuck up, like, I'm more scared that one of my parents, one of my mum's friends is gonna catch me, one of my friends' mums is gonna catch me. Boom, 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 boom. Now we live in a world where look, if you're my neighbour, yeah, and I've been your neighbour from jump, yeah, and you're used to out there doing X, Y, Z, boom, 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 boom. Like as a person, I should feel like cool. I can not pull them up, not beat them up. But I can look. Your dad wouldn't have this. That's not gonna happen now because guess what? The system that we live in. They will come and pick you up off road and be, you're a pedo, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing or whatever it is. We're so scared of this community sense because there's no right in the community.
To be honest with you, I think this community and everything.
I remember when I was a kid.
To be honest with you, in this community and everything in this Western world, as far as I'm concerned, is overprivileged. People take it for granted, and all of them things there. You can call me an arsehole. I think they're superficial. You can get licked by a bus and go to and go hospital and get. If you were in Africa or any third world like my ancestors, my father before him, that ain't happening. You have to have P. You have to have collateral. You have to have some type of thing to help you out. So certain small things. No, bro. NHS, community centres. Bloody supermarkets, bloody just bare things here. A lot of us take for granted, and we don't really see outside of that what we take for granted. We just moan that we have not and we're rare. When really we have it within ourselves. But because we've been brought up in this Western society, we just don't know. We've been brought up with.
But the gentrification of the city is taking away the community, and the Tories right now are taking away our public services. So NHS is under threat, housing benefits under threat. They did like $500,000 worth of disabled people just lost their benefits and died. Enough of them committed suicide because they felt like they didn't deserve to live no more because they ain't have nothing. So I'm saying like they are under attack. Me and Nova just came from
a city where the government would rather put spikes where people were trying to sleep homeless rather than fucking help.
And the homeless is rioting and the food banks are
more empty houses than there are homeless people on street.
We just come from the Jeremy Corbyn march and he was just talking about the stuff they're doing to our public services.
That's what I'm saying. We keep doing the same thing.
Talking about
the problems. We all know the problems. So I'm saying like.
But everyone sees it.
But the thing is, you can invite a politician here that might be in a position to try and get something rolling. He might have a good heart, and that naive guy might think that he can actually go back to them places there like Whitehall and the House of Commons and make a difference, bruv. Ain't gonna happen.
But you're thinking of it from.
I'm being negative and very pessimistic, but
you're looking at it from the wrong sense.
History.
As an MP, as an MP, this is what I have to do. I have to make something happen tomorrow. Within the system that's here. I'm saying we are fully aware that whatever's going on now don't work. We've all come up with the different issues that this system in place.
But we're not in Parliament saying that. Everyone in Parliament, this system's working for them.
They're
fat. They're on over that 26 grand a year, and they're not. None of these problems being voiced there.
Or 600 people, whatever it is in Parliament. There's 70 million people in the UK. Do you know what I'm saying? There's ways around this. There's 7 billion people on the planet. There's ways around this. I'm not saying I have the answer. I don't know what the answer is. But what I do know, I was watching one little thing on the TV, on the internet the other day, because that's what I freaking do at the minute. But it's some black woman, and she's going on about marching is not good. I don't know why people march, blah, blah. I'm not sure I agree with marching as its place. But it's not the only thing you should do. And what she said one thing, and I thought this is where you was coming from, which I know would work. The problem is, your answer is most probably correct. If everyone just said, we ain't spending money no more, fuck you. We want this, to happen, we ain't spending money no more.
How we gonna see our kids?
No.
That's why.
No, fuck that. Of course you can feed your kids.
I ain't got no garden, fam.
Of course you can feed your kids.
Well, you know what?
If
I think it's even past the whole thing of how can I feed my kids. There's too many selfish people that will still think to themselves, you know what?
Yes, and that's what you were saying.
I still want my children back there.
Exactly.
You know what?
I'm more on that whole eating
is
shit.
more powerful.
That's
TV. Marketing tells you you need shit you don't need.
You know what?
Invest your
Everybody
money
in this room
bullshit.
got on trainers that cost about £100 and more. Yeah. And we all know that the guy that made them was probably 9 years old and he got about 20 pence for that week. Yeah. But we still got the trainer. Because there's certain sacrifices that certain people will not make.
But this is what we were talking about last week, yeah? Or every week, yeah? It's not changing what we have or what we do. It's changing the mindset. The only thing that exists in regards to money is the idea of money. Do you know what I'm saying? So for instance, I could make this. If we all agreed, we all sat down there and we agreed, this could be worth £10. Do you know what I mean? This is worth £10. We all agree. We all agree. This is worth £10. But it ain't worth shit. But as long as we agree it's worth something, now it's worth something. So I give this to you. His trainers were, he said, my trainers are £10. Yeah, I'll have this is worth £10. He gives him his trainers. That sounds stupid, right?
No, it doesn't.
But that's money. That's how
None
money works.
none of us make food, clothes, or shelter.
No,
How are we going to provide food and shelter?
Of course we do. That's exactly the problem.
If you set up in advance, but before that, you're just going to starve.
So
how long can you go without spending any money? How long can you do it? Like a month?
Look, to take your point,
2 months?
like if you take your point, rather than saying not spend all money, if you say, okay, yeah, but also I'm going to allot a certain amounts of food, and I'm not going to buy takeaway. I'm going to buy cheaper clothes. I'm not going to. So it's like you're buying what you need, but you're not overspending. Like you're still saving money.
Check this out, without a doubt. Yeah. This is, you got to remember, money is brand new. Money, people survived for generations and still do with no money.
Yeah, we used to trade.
Right? Now, this is the difference, yeah? You're saying we don't make food. Of course we make food. Of course we make. There's farmers every fucking bit. There's farmers right behind the back of my house. And I live in Slough. You know what I'm saying? The difference is now, we are told, we are conditioned.
Yeah, education.
We are conditioned to say we can't do this.
So let me ask you a question.
We can, we just not right now.
So looking for solutions, yeah? So, cool. How do you get every, because this is how marketing works, yeah? And I don't remember exactly what happened, I don't remember, but they had a meeting in like the 1920s or some shit like that, like big wigs, and they were like, cool, this is how advertising's gonna work. First, you're gonna make people think that they need things that they need to live. Like they need these things to live. I remember this is like 100 years in the making. So I was a kid that grew up in the 90s, and I thought that I could have anything I want. Because guess what? The 90s was live, and we could have whatever we wanted in the 90s. But that's not how it is. How do you get these people who like, you know what, getting up and going Tesco's and buying Tesco's value and doing this, that, and the next? For a majority of the nation, that's their lives, and that's how they survive. They don't know nothing about going and trading with nobody. They don't know that. Most people don't even understand that food comes from living animals anymore. Like, we're so detached from that. Like, Luke's grow up thinking chicken. And is chicken and chips, but they don't know what chicken is. They don't know, you know what I mean? But you know that's the system, and the media taking away our God-given like human nature. Like as a human being, I have the right to land on this planet to be able to grow food and get what I want. But in this world,
you already answered your own question.
What land? No, but this is what I'm saying. When I said as an example, I'm willing to make my money, move somewhere else, and tell everybody, boom, that's not living over here like this is not the way to be. Come over here where I can grow my food.
What you just said.
It's not. Let me tell you this.
The same people that are repressive.
No, I totally understand that. But from time,
the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, have every country.
I understand what you're saying, but from time, my brethren's going to me, yeah, boom, my grandma and grandpa are 85 and 90, and they grow all their food, and the food that they don't have, they go down the road and ask the neighbours.
A law's just been passed that supermarkets have to do that now, which is a good thing.
Yeah, but listen.
But it's too long. I mean, we fight tooth and nail to try and get obviosities and fucking just common sense brought into practice. Like, what chance have you got? Like, you want utopia,
it.
bruv.
No,
You know how many
I
millions
don't
of
need
miles
it.
away we are from that?
Yeah, I don't need it.
We're nearer
And you
to
know
a
what?
revolution and Armageddon than we ever.
You're not listening to you're not even listening to your own arguments. Listen to what my friend here, Tucker, just said, yeah? This media marketing plan was 100 years in the making. That was your first sentence.
Yeah.
So 100 years from now, maybe we plant that seed.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking grown.
But do you know what the action
Yeah,
is? Do you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Because do you know what England and America don't have? They don't have any big, huge infrastructure. They feed off the rest of the world. So if as ethnic people we go, right, we don't have to go back home as in like where our parents came from, but go anywhere that's, let's say, the third world and start providing for ourselves. Start doing for ourselves. Because guess what? My kids are going to think that, you know what, the TV rules their lives and video games are law if I stay here. If they grow up in a country, come on, man.
All of us, in all of our phones, there are minimums that only exist in mine.
I totally understand. I totally understand. But you know what it is?
So our stock market,
for me,
traded
that's
as a commodity. You know what
Don't
I mean?
get me wrong, I know it's far from the norm, but it can be over time.
I've got aunties that still don't have TVs in their house, and I respect them for that. The thing about it was when my cousins used to leave the house, they used to go out in the real world.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
True, yeah,
and that's the thing about it was when you're out in the real world, all that stuff that you don't get shown at home, like it hits you like
at least
400 times.
At least you know you came from a place where you didn't need it.
Of course.
At least you know
Yeah,
that.
I totally get it. I respect that. I respect that 100%.
See, I kind of see it slightly different. Because I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I've been conditioned to like certain things. I get that. And I understand that. I know I've been conditioned to like certain things. But I'm also awake enough to know that the system that I'm living within ain't okay. But I think it's okay to like what I like.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the system I'm living in ain't okay. Do you get what I'm saying?
So you want to be successful off the back of other people's
it's not
hardship, though, because that's capitalism.
Forget about. Yeah, but listen. You're talking about the problem that we know the problem. Fuck the problem, yeah. Let's talk about the solution. So I'm saying to myself like this, yeah. What is the problem? The problem for me, the major problem for me is economics. How, like, there was something again I saw today on the internet. If the whole world's in debt, who are they in debt to? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah?
The World Banks.
No, see, you're saying that because you're regurgitating that.
That's just what I'm
You don't know that. Let me show you something which is crazy. Right? This is crazy. I'm not a stockbroker, yeah? And I work for whatever big company, yeah, multi-billion company. My boy here, he also does that shit. He trades mad, crazy money. Doesn't really matter what his company is, whatever. Tommy D company, Tommy T company, is cool, right? He said, you know what? Let's make some money. Because every transaction he does over $1 million, he gets 5%. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, yeah? So he says to me, you know what? This thing right here, I'm going to sell you that for my company. This is my company owns this, and I'm going to sell you that for $5 billion. Yeah? So if he sells me this for $5 billion, and I buy it for $5 billion, he can get 5% of that. He's going to get 5% of that. I don't know where that 5% is coming from, but he's going to get 5% of that. But this clearly isn't worth $5 billion to his company. So you know what I do? I sell it back to him for $5 billion. He gets 5% of $5 billion, I get 5% of $5 billion, ain't shit changed hands. And that's real, that shit happens. That shit goes down.
But no new notes were minted.
No new notes, but he's now got
still fiat money.
Figures in his
on
bank,
the computer.
figures in my bank, in my account.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Now, the only reason that can work is because of the system that's being put in place. And the only reason the system can stay in place is because we all buy into it.